northern Nigerian Muslim brought to London as a donor would have headed to the nearest mosque and not a police station. Reno Omokri writes after UK court sentenced Ekwewmadu for organ trafficking. Hey guys, welcome back to Prospect Channel TV. Thank you for always coming out here. God bless you all. Reno Omokri has reacted to the sentencing of the former Deputy Senate Ekwewmadu, his wife Beatrice, and their doctor for organ trafficking. Reacting via his Instagram page, Reno argued that if it was a northern Nigerian Muslim that was brought into London by a desperate northern Nigerian Muslim seeking to save his daughter's life, the donor, in the face of any disagreement, would have gone to the mosque to seek redress and not the police station. If a northern Nigerian Muslim had been brought to London by a desperate northern Nigerian Muslim seeking to save his daughter's life and intended donor changed his mind, he would mostly likely have headed over to the nearest mosque rather than the nearest police station, even in disagreement. My experience in northern Nigeria taught me that they would rather use Islam for resolution than use other means. And that is one thing I will forever admire about northern Nigerian Muslims. The fact that they tend to cover their own in good and bad times. No matter what the world says about their own, they will coddle him or her publicly, and any rebuke would be done in private. That lifeless builds unity, and unity brings power. Do not support what Ekwewmadu and his wife did, but I empathize with them. May God never permit me to be in the same position. I do not know what I would do in such circumstances. May the Almighty God provide relief to the Ekwewmadu and his wife. If a northern Nigerian Muslim had been brought to London by a desperate northern Nigerian Muslim seeking to save his daughter's life, and intended donor changed his mind, he would most likely have headed over to the nearest mosque rather than the nearest police station. Even in disagreement, my experience in northern Nigeria taught me that they would rather use Islam for resolution than use the other means. And that is one thing I will forever admire about the northern Nigerian Muslims. The fact that they tend to cover their own in good and bad times. No matter what the world says about their own, they will coddle them or her publicly, and the rebuke will be done in private. That lifestyle builds unity, and unity brings power. I do not support what Ekwewmadu and his wife did, but I empathize with them. May God never permit them, or may God never permit me to be in the same position. I do not know what I would do in such circumstances. May the Almighty God provide relief to the Ekwewmadus in Yahweh's name. That was Reno Omokri, and these have generated a lot of reactions, from Nigerians. Let's hear them out. Reno Omokri is really a senseless fellow, always speaking out of context. All your white beard are for fancy. He is such a tribalistic and religiously human being. What is the relationship between the tribe and religion in the government case? With Ekwewmadu, you are so sentimental that you have lost your sense of judgment. It's like your joblessness in UK gives you enough time to spend 24/7 online posting nonsense. Hello, Reno. Are you trying to be funny? Don't you know what your statement is very embarrassing? It sounds so mockery to a Muslim fellow now. I guess you are learned to the extent of being reckoned in that order. Reno, let me tell you, there is no wise man, be a Christian or Muslim, that will take a measure contrary to that. Be guided, okay? Always. Reno is a foolish person. The young man never reported to the police. It was a doctor in duty that reported them. We know our rights, but we can't do this kind of stupid thing. In the first place, Muslim does not allow anything against Islam. Anything that Islam allows, a Muslim must do it according to the laid down rules or guidelines. In Islam, whatever you do, consent is very important. You cannot get consent from a minor without the presence of his or her guidance. You have to show him the implications of what he is going to do. In case if he risks his or her life, you have to provide alternative to him or her. These are reactions from Nigerians, and they keep on talking. True, an average Muslim is closed-minded. They are incapable of thinking outside their religion. Islam also be clouded their thinking. They are religious bigots. The religion does not encourage critical thinking. It thrives on indoctrination and violence. Reno is right on this. Truly, I was told you not get sense too. And I don't believe it, but now I can say those people are right. That is your thinking anyway. So far as there is no justice in injustice, the Ekwewmadu saga is not something anyone should celebrate to, because in our private lives, we have done more evil things than these ever, those so-called judges. Why can't we do the right thing without introducing religion and ethnicity? As rich as Ekwewmadu is, with supporters and large family background, why don't he follow the law and due process? What I am deducing is that every Nigerian will do what Ekwewmadu has done. We are too emotional and lawless. Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. Let's hear from you. What's your take? Kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you.